And we are live. We have. Don't look like I'm supposed to be saying that word. Okay. So we have, I want to get this name right because we've been friends a long time, and I want Yakinea Marie. Mm-hmm. What's your new last name?
Abdulali.
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 Sound like the names should just go together, just flow. It's just flowing. Abdulali. Mm-hmm. So now we have Miss Abdulali. Mm-hmm. That's it, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
She is a CEO at She CEO Global LLC. She went to Faulkner University.
Really?
Remember West End High School?
You ain't got to say it.
I do. What's this Selma High School?
Well, when we got taken away from our mom and went to the children's home, that's when I was in Selma.
Okay, Selma High School.
Yes, Selma High School.
There is healing in your story.
Yes.
She has a program called Write Your Book in 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
all right.
That's one of them.
And she did. This is just a couple of things that she done so much. She did a teen summit at the Start Church.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those are just a couple.
Well, I didn't do a team summit.
You were a part of the team.
I was a part of the team summit.
Okay. So now that's just a couple of things.
Yes.
But we're gonna get in her business a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, tell me about West End High School. You remember West End High School?
I do. I came to West End High School my 11th grade year. So my first 2 years I was in Selma, 9th and 10th. Okay. 11 and 12, we had, because remember I said we was in the children's home for about 3.5 years. And then when I left there, we went back to our mom.
Where are you originally from?
I am originally from Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Really?
But we left there, I was probably 2 or 3 years old and came to Birmingham.
So you really can't claim Fort Walton? You're really from Birmingham?
Yes, I can. I'm a Floridian, but but Birmingham, because I've been here pretty much my...
Do you ever go back?
I love the water. I love the water.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I won't say Fort Walton Beach. I've only been there a couple of times, but Florida itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have family in Fort Walton?
Most of them I don't know.
Really? We got to go down there and find your family.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll be 50 years old, July the 4th this year. I met my father for the first time. He's passed away a couple of years ago, but when I was 40 years old, that's my first time meeting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, at least you got a chance to meet.
Yeah, and I got to meet some of the other family for the first time at his funeral.
Okay.
Just very
I'm still learning my dad's side of the family.
For real?
Yep.
Well.
So now, you went to school at Fort Walton, West End, because you really can't, and you're really from Birmingham. We'll get it. And I'm sorry that you went to West End, Woodlawn. The greatest.
You know what, we know.
Well, you know what? It's just like BMF, the greatest show on earth. Oh, I'm gonna give everybody.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
I'll let you have it.
So, after West End, then what?
After West End, I went to Lawson State Community College. Yeah, I got scholarships to go to a couple other colleges, but I was trying to stay home to stay close to my mother. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have gone out of state though, but to stay home. And when I went to college, I got derailed because I started hanging out with an exotic dancer. Mm-hmm. So that is what caused me to quit college and to go into
what was you taking up at college?
Nursing.
Really?
Yeah. That was.
Did you ever?
For my mom, I didn't want to be a nurse.
Oh, okay.
I don't like needles and blood.
Okay.
So I'm a businesswoman.
You look like a nurse though.
Do I?
You do.
No, I look like I'm a nurse manager. I don't even know if that's a such thing. I look like I
hospital coordinator, a hospital administrator,
like
administrator.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something where I don't have to.
In the medical field, I just say you look like a doctor. How about that?
That's it. Yeah. That's it. How about this? I look like the owner of the hospital.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You look like Richard Scrooge type, own the hospital and all that.
Really?
I'm saying that.
I mean, how you gonna?
The female version of Richard.
No.
CEO.
I know, but I don't want to. I ain't knocking him, but that he has some situations that I did a lot of.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
He was a CEO. He's still a CEO. So now.
Hopefully he's doing better.
Oh, you hadn't heard? We'll talk about that.
Because God can redeem you, no matter what you've gone through. I'm a living witness, so I ain't gonna knock them.
Oh yeah. So CEO of the hospital, and then you got derailed.
Yes.
Okay.
Relationships.
Okay.
Relationships. See, one of the things I've learned, especially when you're dealing with insecurity and you have this people pleasing, you can have a goal, you can have a focus, but because you're dealing with insecurity and your focus is to please man, that person can get you off course, right? Really, it's because you're allowing them to, because they really don't have no power, right? Because I remember the young lady invited me to go to a bachelor party, okay? I wasn't dancing. I was very shy. Shyness don't come from God, but I could call myself shy. And I remember was in the country somewhere. I remember going down there, was her, a couple other girls, and they needed more girls. So she came and said, hey, some of the girls didn't show up. They need more girls. You'll come out here and dance. I'll give you one of my outfits. I was like, no, don't do that. Because I was like, the thought of me not having clothes on in front of strangers. And she just kept talking. And I said, no. And then she said, well, how about this? Won't you drink some of this? If you drink some of this, this will make you feel, you see what I'm saying? That's how the devil works. And then I was like, okay. And that started. That was the seed that was planted.
So she planted the seed and you just watered it with it.
Well, she planted the seed to the invitation of dancing, and because I wasn't drinking, I wasn't a drinker.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, when the seed got watered.
Let me tell you this. I've never liked dancing.
Yeah.
Although I danced, and I stayed in it because of the money, I never liked dancing. I didn't do drugs. See, the girls around me, they were doing popping pills, ecstasy, Xanax, and all this other stuff. I wouldn't do it. Because, see, my mother was on drugs. That's how we got taken away. So I always promised myself I would not get in it. And I was a casual drinker. And when I danced, I never drank. Because I would see the girls.
Because you kind of want to stay alert.
I wanted to stay alert. Right, and I saw how the girls would be so intoxicated. And the guys would tip them and take the money off and tip them back. But see, I was like, So I remember, I was a business girl even then. I remember wearing these long boots up to here. And I would put my money in one boot. And one of my girls, my sister friends, I would say, listen, give me your money, I'll put it in this boot. And at the end of the night, I'll give it back to you. So I would do that for her so nobody would take advantage of her. You see what I'm saying? So, but I would never drink because they would get sloppy drunk. I was like, I wouldn't do it. You understand? So I had a level of awareness.
How long did you do that?
I danced from, I think that was 1996, I think. It was 1995, 96. I graduated in 94. So I started dancing like probably toward the end of 95. And I danced and then I stopped because I started dating this drug dealer. And then when he got locked up, I started back dancing. Yeah. And then I left there. I had a divine encounter with God. So that's what in 2001. That is what made me walk away. And
that was my next question. Like, what made you stop?
So I was the week of classic, the busiest week of a dancer's career in this city. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You stopped on the busy week.
What you talking about? And so, do I need to push mine out?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
And so that particular week, I remember it was a Wednesday. It was October the 24th, 2001, when I left. And at that time, I was going to church. So my son's father planted a seed. He and his wife had invited me to come to church 2 years prior to me leaving, right? And so when I started going to church, the Lighthouse Full Gospel Church there on Grant Road, when I started going to church, it's something about the word that captivated me, right? But the money from the strip club in the streets, it had me captive. You understand? So I didn't know how to leave the streets because I'm like, I can't work no $9 an hour job. I'm not knocking nobody that work it. But when you have a certain lifestyle, it's
hard
what in our mind we think it is, but it's not. Okay. So I didn't know how I would do it. So I would go to church, leave church, and go dance. I did that for 2 years.
Like most dancer?
I can't say most. I was the first one and the only one I ever know. But maybe that's the truth, but I was the only one I knew that did that. So I remember 2 weeks before I left, I was having visions. I would be standing in front of a guy dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I would go into blackness.
Mm-hmm.
I would see nothing but blackness. And I would see myself falling into like this abyss. And so this happened for about 2 weeks, and it scared me. I really felt like if I keep dancing, I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. And I'm going straight to hell, right? And I remember the pastor at the church came to me and asked me, what type of work do you do? And I was too embarrassed to tell him. And he said, the Lord already showed me what type of work you do. He said, I want you to pray and ask the Lord to help you lead that lifestyle. So I was like, God, I don't know how you want me to do this. So I began praying, and next thing you know, that I had that encounter. And I remember sitting in the parking lot of what it was called Magic City at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting in the parking lot, and I called my then boyfriend, who later became my husband. Not my husband now. Mm-hmm. My first husband died. And I was sitting in the car, and I told him I don't want to dance anymore. He said, you don't have to dance anymore. And I knew it was final, because Classic came up a couple of days later. And then all of a sudden, I started receiving all these phone calls saying, hey, my boy's in town. Where you at? I don't see you at the club, my boy. And I was like, I'm at the game. And so that actually started my journey into self-discovery, healing, overcoming low self-worth and all of that.
So you just went really cold turkey like.
I don't call it cold turkey because it took me 2 years. I was listening to the word, and it took me 2 years. Right. But I'll say, if you say cold turkey, I got scared on the stage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real talk. That's why I never looked back. I believe today, if I had kept dancing, I would have died. Right. I don't believe I would have lived to see another 12 months. Wow. Not me. Wow. I can't speak for anybody else, but not me.
So then, God led you to the church. Mm-hmm. And so what happened then after that? Like, because I know you, but they don't know you. So I want to know, like, what's the steps? What happened after that? Like,
well, after then, I got married. After I left the club in October, okay. My husband, my deceased husband, he asked me to marry him a month later. Uh-huh. And I stopped having sex with him as well. Because he was just like, well, why you ain't at least tell me? So I can do at least one more time. Before I got married, when I left the streets, October 24th, 2001, I made a decision I'm going to live for God. Mm-hmm. And when I made that decision I'm going to live for God, I wasn't going to be ducking and hiding, slipping and sliding. Okay. So I told him, because he would come and spend, he had this place in Hoover, and I lived in Centerpoint. Mm-hmm. He would come and spend the night. I said, listen, can't spend the night at the house no more, and I ain't having sex with you no more. And he was like, no, you ain't even giving a warning. I said, if I'm going to live for God, I'm going to live for God. Right. And so in that next month, he proposed to me in November, and then the February the following year, in 2002, we got married. Okay. And, yeah. And so, but what helped me was community, and what helped me was the word.
What you mean community?
Community, people around me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. People around me. And so, because even when I came out of the streets, mm-hmm. I still was so ashamed of what I did. I would hide. I felt so unworthy. Mm-hmm. So I felt so unworthy. Because I really thought church people did not sin. I didn't think they intentionally, I just didn't think they intentionally did it. And so I put church people on a pedestal, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where they should never gone. Because we all can win and we all fall short some type of way. Mm-hmm. You may not sleep with somebody, but you may, have an anger problem or pride problem. Yeah. And so I had to overcome the embarrassment of my past. Number one, I had to forgive myself. Mm-hmm. I had already repented, so I had to accept the fact that the Lord had already forgiven me, mm-hmm. right? Then I had to forgive myself, and then I had to start believing the very word that I read. Mm-hmm. See, it's one thing to read the word and to memorize the word and to quote the word, and it's another thing to believe the word that you have read. Yeah. So I began to go on this self-discovery of who I am, and the Lord told me to start sharing my story. right? And when I started sharing my story, it started freeing me. Because I used to be ashamed.
Because one of the hardest things I think is to forgive ourselves.
One of the hardest things, well, it don't have to be hard.
Yeah,
See,
but I mean, just like...
The enemy has a way of making us feel like nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And people.
Well, but a lot of times, watch this. I found that a lot of people that I looked at in a way like they were judging me, never said a word to me. It was a false narrative that I believed that the church is judging me, and no one ever said anything negative about me. I never one time heard someone say something negative. But in my mind, of course, I'm sure. You know, now I said in the church. Now I have heard somebody say something that somebody told me. None of that don't matter. You know, I'm free of people. I used to be bound by people. But one of the things I said, one of the greatest freedoms you'll ever experience is when you get free of people's opinion of you, right? And so when I began to get free of that, it took me years now. It took me years to embrace. It took me years to love myself. You understand?
Another hard thing for people to do.
Oh yeah, you know, it's like we feel like we got that. God doesn't design perfection.
Right.
You understand? See, so it's a spirit of excellence we should strive for, right? Not this perfection like this. Nobody's perfect. Period.
Right.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a prophet, a pastor, a teacher, an evangelist, a preacher. Oh, everybody have a shortcoming. Even if they don't see it, even if it's a blind spot that they don't see. We all need something we need to work on.
Right.
Period. You see what I'm saying?
Not perfect but the Father.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And if you come to me trying to make me think that you all this and that in a bag of chips, I'm going to ask you, can I pray for you? Because you need a level of deliverance.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's pretty good. So, you're on your journey.
On my journey.
And how did you, because when I met you, you were new to me, so you were starting on your journey real heavy. Then all of a sudden I looked up and you were just, like, you had just blew. Everybody was trying to get to you. Like, how did you get like to doing public speaking and, you know, some of the events that you do?
Well, I just believe, I believe once you say yes to God, He start opening doors for you.
Right.
So I joined a network marketing company, number one. So that's where I got the seed of speaking. God began to cultivate me in that industry because I didn't feel like I was worthy to be in front of the room. You understand?
What company did you know?
This was Prepaid Legal Services.
Oh, yeah.
This was in 2002.
I know.
Yeah, they still doing their
I
thing.
was a part of.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to get me prepaid legal, and I could not think of that name not too long ago.
What,
prepaid legal. They tried to get me part of Primerica, Melaleuca. I was a part of Melaleuca. What's the other one? Everybody's a part of this one.
Plan and marketing?
No.
What do they sell?
Excel. That's what you.
Excel.
Look, when you said Excel, when you said what do they say, it sounded like Excel. I was a part of Excel.
Well, I'll say this. With prepaid legal services, that's how I learned how to overcome the fear of people.
Okay.
Right? So God used that company because if I didn't know you, I wouldn't talk to you. If I was very untrusting, if I didn't know you, I could be in a room of 1,000 people. If I didn't know one person, I wasn't going to speak to you. I would go in, learn what I need to learn, get up and walk out. That industry taught me how to engage people, right? And it also taught me the power of personal development. Because I wasn't reading a book. If I wasn't, because I was going to college when I left Lawson and got back into college, I was going to Jeff State. So if I wasn't at college, I wasn't reading. I was sitting in front of the TV watching Lifetime. You understand? So that company caused me where I stopped watching television and I had Drive Time University. I had the books on CD at the time when we had CDs, and I was just consuming books and going to conferences, and I was becoming this businesswoman. And then when we started achieving a level of success, they started asking me to share my testimony, speak in front of the room. I didn't want to do it. And one of the regional directors said to me, and this is what broke it off of me, he said, the day is going to come when I'm going to stop asking you. And then he said, because evidently I see something in you that you don't see in yourself.
Mm.
That's when I started doing the work. So I wrote out the script.
Mm-hmm.
I went home. I stood in front of the mirror 45-minute cycles. I would do the presentation to myself, fighting to overcome the fear of speaking in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
That is what broke it. And then I started sharing my testimony. And then because I've been empowering women for a long time. And then after I left network marketing, that's when the Lord led me to start hosting my own conferences in 2012.
That's when I already knew everything you were doing, but when I saw you hosting your own conferences,
the Lord led me to do that.
Because I hadn't seen you in just a little while.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man.
Well, I went on a 40-day fast.
Okay.
I wanted to know, God, what do you want me to do?
Okay.
So I went on a 40-day fast, and I shut down from everybody. And in that time of consecration is when the Lord gave me the vision for Kingdom Entrepreneurs International. That was the first business conference I ever hosted.
I remember that.
In October of 2012. Mm-hmm. And I was terrified. It took me about 4 months to obey.
Really?
So I'm not gonna make it sound like the Lord spoke it. No, it took me about 4 months to obey because I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay for this, how I'm gonna, and shout out to Bob Dickerson because he is the first one to sponsor the conference. He never heard of me, never seen me, never met me. A friend referred him to me, and I called him. He had a meeting with me, and he said, "I'll sponsor you," and he sponsored me. And so it just went from there.
So he sponsored. Shout out to Bob Dixon.
Yes, shout out.
He's a good person.
Great person. Yeah.
Him and Marquita, they
beautiful people. So, and from there, then I wrote my first book, The Strength of a Woman, released that in 2013.
You should have brought the book with you.
Okay, I'll drop you off that.
Yeah.
I have written 10 books. Okay?
Matter of fact, can you do me this?
Yeah.
Can you bring me about 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I want to give them away.
The inventory I had, I gave away.
Okay.
So I'll order some more.
Okay.
Okay. But I have some business books.
Okay.
At the house.
That too. Yeah. Bring those and autograph them. We want to give them away on the show.
Yeah. Now this is for people who want to build online courses. They want to package their genius. If they want to package their genius.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so we all have a gift to do something. Like you're gifted in business and cutting hair. So one of the things I teach people how to do is how to monetize their gift. All right. It could be your story. Because what some people don't realize is that your story can become a business. Right?
Yes.
It's like, think about it like this.
Serene Stacy does. You know Serene Stacy?
I do not.
Okay.
But let me give you an example. For example, how I came out of the streets, the Lord brought me out of the streets. Okay. If I wanted to teach the fundamental steps on how to overcome this lifestyle and get free, see, that can become a business. You understand? Now, although I teach people systems and different things, how to write books, but if you have, and it's sad, let me say this. Some people, I was talking to somebody in the real estate industry, investor. They have been selling real estate and investing in real estate for over 25 years. Okay. And I asked them a question. I said, have anybody ever asked you to mentor them about real estate? Okay. They said yes. I said, so if they wanted to get mentorship from you or coaching, how would you do it? They said, well, I normally try to give them as much information as I can at that particular moment.
They talk to them.
They talk to them. I said, but the average person don't retain about 10% of what you say. I said, so how can they take you home with them and have access to you 24/7? See, that's where the digital products come in at. You understand? That's where the books come in at. The e-books, the tangible books. Right. That's where workshops come in, master classes, retreats, conferences. And most people with expertise don't have any of that. So you don't have to go off-brand. You don't have to go off-brand to touch people in multiple ways. You have multiple modalities because maybe you cannot come to my city and come to my conference, but you can log in online, invest in my course, and have access to me 24/7.
And people now are big on that.
That's what
master class.
That's what I teach people. And that's what
Shalonda Hill said she needs one of those books, and I got you. I got you.
Okay, we got you, girl. We got you. You know what I'm saying? And so that is, I want people to stop being afraid to help people.
Right. Right.
You understand?
Right. I get you.
I was
And
just
that's right.
I was just talking to one of my sister friends, and she had sent me a reel that she had done on TikTok, and she was just talking to people, empowering them, and then she highlighted her hair product, and she said, "Well, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but this hair product that." So when I talked to her, I said, "You didn't even have to say that you're not trying to sell them anything, because you are trying to sell them something, but you can sell without selling." Because she was in the middle. She was in the middle of telling the testimony of how her product helped somebody grow hair back.
Right.
Well, you know how many women need their hair. Right. They're dealing with that issue, right? And but see, the enemy has a way of making people feel like they're boasting and they're bragging, when in actuality, you're really helping people. You understand? And so we have to get out of this false humility of feeling like, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging. I don't want to
like
seem
you're downplaying yourself. Yeah.
But if you're a child of God, He wants to bring visibility to your brand.
Right.
You understand? The world ain't got no problem with saying, listen, it's only the church that's scared.
Right. CEO.
Yes.
She CEO.
God really is the CEO.
That's right. Yeah. She CEO.
She CEO.
Talk about She CEO.
She CEO is a community. It's a networking and mentoring community that I created. I paused it for a couple of years. We literally just opened it back up for individuals to participate. You can go to She CEO Success Hub to learn more, or Yakinea Marie.com.
We'll put that up too.
Yeah.
So because we want them to be able to go to that. So,
yeah.
So,
and so, but it's a community. Because see, I've met women time and time again who are visionaries. They're go-getters. But the people around them is drowning them. They don't, because see, when you're just going and going and going.
Speak on that.
Listen. When you get in and you going, and every time you look around, it's like nobody is going. Everybody complaining, they murmuring, they talking small, they looking at you like, I mean.
These are the people that's around you.
These are people around you. Like, you got to start something else? I thought you just started something. But I wanted to create a community of women where women felt safe, and they felt supported, and they felt celebrated. They could do business together. They could network together. They could cheer for each other. So I wanted to give them information to help them. You understand? So when they come in a community, maybe they never heard of a lead magnet. Maybe they never heard of a funnel. Maybe they never heard of a customer retention. Maybe they never heard of a continuity program, right? And so, but when you get around a community of women who are thriving or who desire to thrive, it pushes you. Even if you want to say, well, I'm gonna take off for, I don't want to do it for the next. But you get around this community, it's gonna make you feel like, no, I got to get it. Yeah. That's what She CEO. She CEO is about supporting women entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs who want to thrive, right? Who want to impact lives with their gift. That's what it's about.
I like that.
Yeah. We help them connect, create, and collaborate.
Connect,
create, and collaborate.
I like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we do. Create and collaborate.
The 3 C's.
The 3 C's. Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next is the Lord gave me this task. Although I've been writing books since 2013, I never really thought that would be like the forefront of what I do. So God pivoted me where now I am showing individuals how to share, show, and shift lives with their story. You understand? Yeah, whether it's professional or personal.
Share, show,
or shift lives.
So now we're on 3 S's.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's alliteration. You understand? Yeah. And so it's showing them how to take their story and package it and show people how to do something. So it's not about just
like showing them the steps.
Yeah. See, I'm not teaching people how to write a book. I'm teaching people how to write a how-to book or workbook or manual, showing people how to go from here to here. You understand? So I want substance to be in the book. I don't want it to just be a good read that you telling me that you overcame somebody raping you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But can you give me the fundamental steps?
Mm-hmm.
Don't just tell me the story.
After they rape you, after you go through all that,
how did you
come out of that?
How did you come out of it?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Give me the steps on how to come out of it, because that's going to show another sister who is dealing with depression how to come out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do.
Do we have a movie? Kind of. Hello.
You know what? Hey,
do we have a movie?
If the Lord opened that door, I was blessed to be on the CBN 700 Club. They came to Birmingham to do a story on me back in 2013, actually.
Okay.
I am believing God to open up doors. I had the opportunity to speak internationally as well in Mexico, but I'm believing God to open up doors where God can use my story to inspire people. Because even those who have stepped out still are hiding. You understand? They have mustered up a level of boldness to step out to create it, but they're still not going full throttle. You understand? I'm just believing God to expand and expose the gift on my life so that I can help more people, both man and woman.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because men can be definitely helped by your story.
Well, in any room I speak in, I always have men and women that are impacted by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest crowd you spoke to?
The biggest crowd that you talking about my story or just stood in front of a crowd? I just stood in front of a crowd about 15,000.
15,000?
Yeah, but I wasn't sharing my story. I won something at a conference and I got, they gave me, But for speaking, I would say 5,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I have, I understand that I'm on an assignment. I have partnered with God in that. Because at first it took me a minute. But now I just ask the Holy Spirit for help. You understand? Because I used to be nervous, but now I just say, Lord, help me.
Right.
Just help me. It's speak through me, and who. Because I used to when I used to speak on stage, I would pick it apart. I should have said this, and I shouldn't. But now because the Lord checked me on that. He said, "Is it you or is it me?
Right.
Is it about you or is it about me?"
Right.
You understand? So I had to take the attention off of myself because my motive was wrong. You understand? But when you really want to help people.
So let me ask you this. When you say your motive was wrong, for the ones in the background. What do you mean your motive was wrong? I'm going to take a sip of water.
Yeah, go ahead. If we're not careful, we would show up just for the fanfare. We'll show up just to be seen. I want people to see how pretty I am, my new outfits I got on. Your motive ain't right. I want to show up because I want to sell a lot of books.
Right.
But you ain't there to help people for real.
Right.
For real.
Right.
You understand? The Lord had to get that out of me. You understand? So now when I show up, I may be a little cute or whatever. But when I show up,
I might be a little cute or whatever.
But when I show up, I really want to help people. I really want to free them because I know what it feels to be bound. I know what it feels to be afraid. I know what it feels to look at yourself like you're nothing. I know what it feels to silence your voice because you don't want other people to think that you're trying to outshine them. Because they're dealing with insecurities. So you just like, well, I don't want them to think. But at the end of the day, when you step in there, baby, you need to, if they dealing with insecurity, they got nothing to do with you.
They say you step in and own the room.
You better own the room.
Right.
Because people who own the room, when they see you come in, they're not intimidated by you. They're going to like, that sister got it going on right now.
I know we're going to have a good one tonight. Yeah.
They're going to celebrate you. They're not going to be jealous. They're not going to be, none of that.
Right.
You understand? Right. That's what I love. That's what I love about our sisters, because I want to see them win, and they want to see the other ladies win. You understand? We got a networking event coming up on April the 7th. That's our next networking event. Okay. I want to invite our sisters to come to it. Yeah.
And you'll put some information out.
Yeah. They can go to my name.
Yeah. Once we put it on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I give it to you.
Okay. That's good. I mean, like I said, I have always supported you. Always, love what you've done, because you have always done some powerful stuff.
Thank you.
But you have always been a friend to me.
Yeah.
You have always been a friend to me.
Thank you.
I forgot how long we've been
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but you have always been a friend. For that, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come on your podcast.
No.
I'm so
It's
proud
an
of
honor
you.
to me.
I'm so proud of you.
It's an honor to me, really,
Yeah.
really.
He doing his thing though. He gonna teach me some of this stuff here.
But I was wondering, because you're gonna have to come back again.
Okay.
Next time we're gonna put some tape on that ring, because golly.
Oh, what ring?
That thing, I'm sitting over here and think every time you do this right here, I'm like, oh my gosh, what she just started.
Oh my goodness.
Listen,
He did good.
he did better than good. Baby, he better not get it on truck. Listen, if he say a little small stuff, you be like, okay, babe. Because golly.
He did. That's my king. I love it.
He looked like he got the ring from Zamunda. That's
so
a huge
funny.
ring.
Oh my goodness.
I be seeing little. I see women that look cute, princess cuts.
Listen, everybody got to start. Everybody got to start.
Them right there, they ain't no stud.
My husband almost 60 years old.
Well, guess what? He know what to do. That ring right there, yeah. Look, she said.
We celebrate every stage. We celebrate every stage. You know.
Well, what stage is that?
You know. Well, listen, my husband. This is my second time married.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
You said second time married him.
Yeah. We divorced and got back together.
Oh, for
4
real?
years later. Yeah. Now the first ring was beautiful too. It was a pear shape. But I
that one right there.
we never was supposed to get a divorce.
That's the Georgia dome right there.
Huh?
You said that first one was a pear shape. That's the Georgia dome. That thing is huge.
You're so funny.
Does somebody put a ring on me like that? That just.
I cannot. He done shifted the whole podcast.
Yeah, because that thing was blinding me over here. I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh gosh, when she stopped moving her hands.
Stop. Stop.
But we really appreciate you because your story, wow, that's an amazing story. We really, really thank you for sharing it with us. And we're gonna put her website up so you can go in and you can catch the next conference. You don't want to miss it.
Arise 25.
Because the way she was here, the power that comes out of that body, she has some power behind it, and you can really tell God is using her. So we thank you again, really for real. Anything else you want to say?
Trying not to cough, but I'm good.
Okay, girl, you better cough. We real up in her. We live. So, as always, we really appreciate you for liking and sharing. Go to our YouTube page. Please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. It's Business in the Cut TV. And the cut is spelled Kutt. Now, what we're going to do for the ladies, we have this journal by Shayla Hawkins. We have a journal by Shayla Hawkins. If you go and you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will give you this journal, but you got to send me the screenshot of where you subscribe. So we have 4 journals. We can get more, but just go to our channel on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, for our sponsors, we're going to say our sponsor's name. It's Green Acres Cafe. That's Green Acres Cafe in Ensley, Green Acres Cafe downtown, or vice versa, however you want to say it. Green Acres Realty Enterprise. We have our clothing line by Orlando Lewis, underrated. AEG Entertainment, look for a blues show coming near you. And Taste It is the new restaurant in Eastlake, where the old Green Acres used to be, by K. Moore, the brand of Miss Kennedy. Yo Chef, Surf and Turf, and also Mama and them, and Yo Mamas. So I think that's everybody.
Bell Bun.
Oh, Alpha Bell Bun. Because Darian is right there on the board.
In Grand
Darian, today is your last day. You're fine. I'm so tired of Darian.
In Grand Lakes.
He's doing phenomenal job.
I'm so tired of him. But yeah, shout out to E. Moore. We got to give E. Moore a shout out. Elegant Models of Alabama. So we got to give him a shout out too. So with no further ado, She CEO is on the way coming near you.
Yes.
Which camera we at? That one.
So this one, Chloe.
We're gonna be in all of them. Hey, look out for She CEO. So, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we out.
We out.
Woo.